The deeper you go down this rabbit hole of personal growth and intentional life creation, you see that this truly is a high-stakes game that you're playing. And more, you embrace that challenge. You savor this process of waking up to who you really are. Why do I say that? Well, every day when you wake up, you make a fundamental choice. Am I attached to what is old, or am I creating what is new? Am I allowing my old unconscious version 1.0 of who I used to be to still dominate my life? Or am I transcending that, leaping into what's next, living in my future vision of who I came here to become, using my imagination to see my ideal life unfolding before my eyes and to feel the emotions, the experiences of that ideal life as if they're here with me now? And you see that this choice that you're making is literally shaping your reality moment to moment. That's why it's a high-stakes game. And when you make that connection, that the quality of your consciousness is steering the course of your life, it is literally scripting the narrative, the story that you are living out, you start to see more and more that there's very little interest or benefit in latching on to that version 1.0 of yourself. Now, that old self was here for a reason. It fulfilled a very important purpose for you to experience here. And it had its own merit. It had its comforts, it had its safety. But now you're at this threshold where you're ready to take this leap fully into this expanded, higher version of who you came here to become. And that threshold is the most powerful and life-defining transition that you make as a human being. So you're probably listening to this right now because you are at that threshold where you have been declaring to life a new signal, a new frequency of energy. You've been broadcasting that to your reality. You've been telling a new story. You've been shaping your internal world in a much more conscious and intentional way. But maybe you're not seeing all of the wonderful outer changes yet, that your outer world has not quite lined up yet. And I want you to know that's not only a completely normal experience, it is to be expected. You see, the ultimate rite of passage you can go through as a human being is boldly and unconditionally broadcasting that higher frequency of energy, even when your current circumstances are reflective of the version 1.0 of your old self. So that is the ultimate game that we came here to play, is this dance of creating the new in our energy, in our vibration, in our intention, but still being able to relate to the old, what we see in the physical world, from a place of surrender, trust, and faith. You see, for so many people, they just keep getting locked into their circumstances over and over again. Their identity gets stuck in what they see happening in their reality as it currently stands. And therefore, they keep retreating back to that version 1.0. They say, well, that's just who I am. I just can't get beyond it, no matter how hard I try. When this is going on, you must realize it is that rite of passage where you must declare to life, I am doing this unconditionally, even if my outer circumstances don't fully align yet. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep pushing forward. I'm going to keep having faith and confidence. I'm going to have the emotional resiliency to stay true to who I know myself to be, even if my outer world doesn't quite confirm it yet. So think about it. If you were just given in outer reality all of the things that you think you want, and that happened very quickly, there would be no opportunity to reinforce, stabilize, and strengthen these attributes that are reflective of this higher version 2.0 of yourself. And without that, whatever you create that does show up in the physical world will not in itself be stable. It'll keep fluctuating from the old to the new, from the new to the old. And you'll find yourself in this ping pong, this kind of battle between the old version 1.0 and the new version 2.0. So if you're in that lag phase right now, that delay, I want you to know this is a very important time for you to solidify, to strengthen, and to reinforce this ideal new version 2.0 of yourself. This is the best time to do it. It is a blessing. And if you can see that as a blessing, that you're not getting the things that you want quite yet, and the reason it's a blessing, once again, is because it gives you the perfect opportunity to stabilize in this higher version of who you came here to be, unconditionally, then nothing can stop you. You truly become unstoppable in this reality. And yes, this requires boldness, courage, faith, maybe even a little bit of delusion, because you have to go against all of this evidence in your reality that says, no, 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 this is who I am. I'm limited. I'm stuck. I have all these problems. And you have to go against the conventional wisdom of this world that says there's cause and effect. You are limited. You can only create so much. You should just deal with life the way that it is. You should just accept it, settle. You're here because you're ready to take a higher stand. And on this day, I invite you to broadcast that higher signal of energy, no matter what, even if you're in debt, even if you're stuck in a relationship that doesn't serve you, even if your body is holding on to those extra 20 pounds, even if you're stuck in an addictive cycle right now in your life, whatever it is, just know that there is divine power in you. There is innate wisdom in you. And all you need to do is focus on that. Use your imagination to pull it out of you, to embellish it, to strengthen it, and to have the faith that broadcasting that higher frequency of energy is what changes your outer reality permanently. But that rite of passage is the most important phase of this process. How you relate to that gap, that delay between what your vision is and what's showing up in your world determines how gracefully and how quickly this process moves forward for you. So you have to stabilize in these new attributes of this core identity that you're creating. Lock those frequencies in. Make that your number one passion in life. And then have the patience, faith, trust, resiliency to allow outer reality to be as it is. However long it takes is however long it takes.